Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ronnie Wills. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also thumbs up this video because I know you're gonna love it. This is my second fun fact video. The first one was about my awkward first kiss. If you didn't watch that, it'll actually be at the end of this video in my end clip. So feel free to watch both. I think you'll really enjoy them. But today for my second fun fact, we're gonna talk about how I was a childhood thief. I know what you're thinking. You seem so nice. There's no way you would ever steal anything. But I did, and I used to steal all the time. It was one specific thing that I was consistently stealing though, and it was candy. So for those of you who are not aware, I have a very unhealthy relationship with candy. I would say I am in love with candy. It's getting better because I used to eat candy like every hour on the hour. Like I always would be eating candy. I'd have it in my purse, you know, it'd be in my pockets. Like I would go to the vending machine all the time. When they replaced the vending machines at work with like healthy snacks, I was kind of heartbroken because I was like, I gotta go all the way to the store just to get my candy fix. Like it's bad, you know. Some people have their crazy addictions. Mine is candy, and you would think I would have like crazy cavities because of it, but I actually don't. Brush your teeth and you don't have to really worry about that. But yeah, so I have a fascination with candy, and growing up, whenever we would go to the store, I was always, allowed to get a piece of candy. So my uncle, he would always let us get 2 pieces of candy. When I would go to the store with my mom, basically I would just show her the candy, and then she would say yes or no. Most of the time she did say yes, so I wasn't too worried about her saying no. So that's kind of how the thievery kind of started. So what occurred was the first time I stole, because like I said, it was multiple occasions. The first time that I began stealing, I would take the candy and I just stopped showing my mom essentially. I stopped showing her the candy that I was getting, and I would just kind of put it in my pocket because I assumed that I was gonna get this candy. I mean, I was always pretty much told yes. If I was told no, I didn't throw a tantrum or anything, but I was used to being told yes, so I was like, okay, I can just go ahead and put it in my pocket and this candy will be all mine. So I started doing that, and I started to accumulate a massive amount of candy. So I had basically this candy stash, and I didn't stash it in my room or like with my items. I actually put it in my brother's room. So this is how I kind of knew that back then I had to know something was wrong, or that I was doing something wrong, because I didn't even put the items that I love so much in my possession, in my area, in my hidden place. No, I put it in my brother's room. So one day, I guess my mom might have been cleaning up my brother's room, I'm not really sure, but she found the candy stash, and it was in a drawer that like nothing was in. So I think she had been putting new things inside of the drawer or something, and she found all the candy, and this drawer was full. It could have looked like I just had Halloween because I had so much candy in there. And so I remember she called my brothers and she was like, why is it that you guys found this candy? Where'd you get this from? I didn't buy this candy. Did you guys steal it? And they're like, no, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And then so she called in me and my sisters, and I could see that my mom was upset. So I was like, I'm not about to snitch on myself. No, there's no way I'm gonna do that. So what I did instead was I just basically kept quiet when she asked, who stole the candy, who took it. I was just like, I'm not gonna say anything because I could see you're upset and I'm not about to get in trouble. So long story short, my older brother, he was very adamant about the fact that it was not his. Because it was in their room, I knew that if I just stayed quiet, my mom would assume it was one of theirs, which she ended up doing. So my little brother ended up taking the fall for it. My older brother was really adamant about the fact that it wasn't his candy, so my little brother took the fall. I did eventually tell my brother the truth. I told him maybe a year ago that, hey, that time you got in trouble for having all that candy? Yeah, I was the one who stole it all. And my mom was at dinner when we went over the information, so she's aware of it as well. And then so I stole, like I said, in that time period, I kind of stole a lot of candy because I was taking candy every time we went to the store. The second time was when the second big time, I should say, that was not kind of with that other time, by itself, was my final time, was the last time I ever stole anything. So like I said, I love candy. I've had so many different types of candy. I've had pretty much any candy you can think of, be it from America or outside of this country. I've had that candy. I am obsessed with candy, so I don't know, I love it. It doesn't love me, but I love it, so it's okay. But they had came out with this new kind of type of candy, and it was related to the Baby Bottle Pop series, I guess you would say. So if you don't know what a Baby Bottle Pop is, it's basically this candy that had sugar in the bottle of, you know, think of a baby bottle. So it had sugar at the bottom of the bottle, and then the top part of the bottle, it had hard candy. So you would basically like kind of eat the top part, and then you would dip it into the sugar, and it was really good. It's like Fun Dip kind of, but a little bit sweeter because the candy was made of a different consistency. So I believe that it was related to the same line because it was kind of the same type of thing. They had these paint cans, and the paint can had the sugar in it, and then the paint brush had the hard candy. So I was, you know, really excited because I went to the store with my mom, and it was Walmart actually. I went to the store with my mom, and I saw this candy, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I gotta get it. Again, I didn't show my mom that I was getting this candy. I just kind of took it and like put it in my pocket, assumed like, hey, everything's all good. So what ended up occurring was I, you know, kind of stashed it under my pillow. We were at a new house at this point, so I was stashing it under my pillow. I went to make sure like my siblings didn't know. It's kind of gross now that I think about it because I had sugar in my bed, and I'm pretty sure as a kid I wasn't very like, oh my gosh, let me make sure there's no crumbs on here. Like, I'm a kid. Now I would never eat in my bed, but I feel like back then there was probably sugar everywhere, so that's really gross now that I think about it. But yeah, so there's that. But anyways, so a couple days went by, and my mom called me while we were at my grandma's house, and my grandma was babysitting us, and my mom called and she wanted to speak to me, and she was very upset. She was like, you know, why did you steal this candy? And I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't steal any candy. But I immediately knew what candy she was talking about. So when we got home later on that day, she asked me to like show her the candy, and I did bring it to her. It was like still like half eaten. I was savoring this candy, y'all, because I was like, I haven't seen this candy, and I've been looking for it. I'm not going to just get rid of it, even though it's at Walmart, and I probably just could have got it again. I probably could have asked for it, but I don't know, I was a child. So anyways, so I showed her the candy. She was really upset. I got spanking. I got grounded for the first time. I've never been grounded before that. I didn't even know what it was, so when she told me, I kind of looked at her like, huh, like what do you mean? And she was like, you can't watch TV, you can't play outside, you can't play with your siblings, none of your toys, like you just gotta sit there. I was bored out of my life. So again, this is probably part of the reason that was the last time I did it, because not only did I get in a lot of trouble, but my mom was really disappointed. But you know what? It's still not even that. There was another portion that I'm pretty sure sealed the deal. So my mom was telling me, she was like, you're in a lot of trouble, you're grounded, I got my spanking, and then she told me you're going to go to jail. And I was like, what? I can't go to jail. I'm 7. Like, I had to be 6 or 7 at this time. I was like, there's no way I'm going to jail, because you know, when I was a child, I didn't know about juvie or anything like that. I just assumed you go to jail and you're there forever. Like, I knew people who had went to jail and they had been there for a long time. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to jail. And she's like, you're going to jail. So she was like, you better say goodbye to everybody. You're going to jail. So the very next day after that, we actually went to Walmart, and when we went there, the managers were saying, you know, we caught you on camera, we saw you stealing, you know, you're not supposed to be stealing. Because of this, you have to have the repercussions. You're going to jail. I was freaking out. I was like, there's no way. Like, I started crying. I started hugging my mom. I was like, Mom, you can't let them take me away. Like, don't let them take me. All of my siblings were like on the side of me, and so it was even more embarrassing because I always want to be the person that they can look up to. And so like, they're crying because they're like, oh my gosh, she's going, you know, to jail, and I'm crying, and like they're hugging me, and I'm like hugging my mom. I was like, Mom, you can't let them take me away. Like, what are you doing? And they like pulled out handcuffs. Like, I was shook, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, like I was traumatized as a child. I was like, oh my gosh, like they're really gonna take me away to jail. So the guy eventually, like after crying or whatever, and like my mom got me calmed down, he was like, you know what, I can see that you are sorry for what you did. He was like, the cops are outside, but I will tell them not to take you away because I can tell that you are sorry for what you did. Now, like I said, that whole situation like pretty much traumatized me. So after that, I was like, I'm never taking anything without asking first. I never stole anything since then, because I was just like, there's no way that I'm getting in trouble for something this dumb ever again. So anyways, so I keep looking outside because like there's somebody like walking around, and I'm just like, what are you doing? But anyway, so yeah, after that I was like, there's no way, I'm never getting in trouble for something this dumb again. forward to about a year ago, about the same time that I told my little brother that I was the one who stole all the candy. My mom was sitting we were eating breakfast, my mom was sitting at the table with us, and she started laughing, and I was like, what's so funny? And she was like, you want to know something? And I was like, yeah, sure. She was like, so the people called me and told me that they had caught you on camera stealing, and they had just told me just so I could be aware of it and so I could handle it at home. But I told them, oh no, we're gonna tell her she's going to jail. So she was like, so we set the whole thing up, you know, I took you back to the store and they brought out the handcuffs and stuff. She was like, you're never going to jail. She was like, but I had to make sure you learned your lesson. I was like, Mom, you gotta be, you really, seriously, Mom? Because that whole event traumatized me, y'all. Like, y'all have no clue. It traumatized me. So, you know what, kudos to my mom, because that's good parenting. Because after that, I was like, I'm never stealing again. Like, you only got to tell me one time. You only got to teach me one time and I get the lesson. So I just think that's hilarious. So yes, that is my second fun fact. I was a childhood thief, stealing candy, y'all. Like, of all the things, stealing candy, really? Like, I don't even understand. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So yes, guys, that is my second fun fact. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to check out my other videos. You could, of course, watch my 8 tips for happiness. And then also I'll be posting at the end of this my first kiss video, which was a very awkward story in itself. Feel free to watch those. Also, June 1st, my website will be open to the public. It will be a blog about mental health, lifestyle in general, and overall happiness. So that will be theuniversaleuphoria.com. Feel free to check it out. I'm so excited for when it opens. And then also, if you have an Instagram, please follow me on Instagram as well. I do have a new page. It's at The Universal Euphoria. I do post on there daily, new quotes, new tips, and then also whenever I have a new video coming out, that will be the first place to see it, unless you, of course, get the notification bells as well. But yes, subscribe, like, comment, share the video. Let me know, have you ever stolen anything? And if so, what was the stupidest thing that you've stolen? Or what's the dumbest thing you've ever heard someone steal? Alright, I gotta go. So thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a great one. Bye!